Welcome back, everyone. I am the RealShadyUnicorn, and today we're going to review Detroit Become Human. I have never played Detroit Become Human before. This is my first playthrough. I played through it blindly. I had no idea what I was in for, and wow, can I tell you that I was caught off guard with a lot of it, and wasn't expecting the feels that it ended up giving me. We'll put it like that. So, for those of you who don't know, Detroit Become Human is a sci-fi fantasy game in which you play androids. You have several androids, you play through their stories, and you get to choose basically their fate, where they end up. Do they live? Do they die? Do they get to escape and live a free life as a people, an android person? I wasn't prepared for the amount of effect the choices would actually have on the story, and it surprised me. By the end of it, I was just in awe. Like, this could actually happen in our future. And the characters felt so real. They were so relatable. It was so easy to dive into their stories and feel the emotions and get that feeling of the oppression they had and you trying to get them to the end alive. So I played through it. I started on the PS4 Pro, and then probably the last 6 or 7 episodes are on the PS5. I actually have not checked to see if there was much of a graphical difference. I don't think that there was. But either way, it's beautiful still. I think the game's about 6 years old, somewhere in that area, and it still looks amazing. It looks amazing on the PS5. It runs great. I had no issues with it at all. I mean, of course, there are a couple of camera issues, and I think that's in a lot of these types of games where they don't realize that we, as players too, also don't realize that we can hit a button and flip the camera. But also the game doesn't realize that sometimes the camera gets stuck, and there's no way out of that stuckness. So I didn't have any huge issues like that. I had a couple issues where I landed in like the corner and I had to like remember to flip it. There's like, I think it's L1 that you hit and it flips the camera to the other side so you can actually see. So that usually worked out pretty good for me. What I was not ready for, and if you haven't yet, I do have the full playthrough. I believe the last episode goes up in May, so this goes out in June. So the episode will be out in May. But I was surprised when the detective shot my android right in the head, point blank. That was the shortest episode, 5 minutes. I literally was like, what? What just happened? Did he just shoot him in the face? And he did. And then the instance where we meet the guy of the CEO of CyberLife, the creator or whatever, and he had all the Chloes, and I wasn't ready for that either. I didn't realize there would be so many Chloes, and I would have the option to save one or shoot one, and I was like, I didn't want to shoot her. And I accidentally did shoot the girlfriends. I can't remember what the names were, but I did shoot one of those. I felt really bad afterwards. I didn't know what I was going into when I was playing the game, and I was pleasantly surprised and also kind of saddened by a couple of things that I did. I mean, there's a couple of things that, like, I accidentally killed Kara. I don't know why. It was so panicked that I was making quick decisions with the wrong buttons, and I was like panicking. I was like, oh my gosh, no, don't. And then I was like, ooh, whoops. But in the end, I did get the good ending. I mean, we did get to live our own lives separately from the people. We did start to get some rights. It looked like we were headed in that right direction. If you have not played this game, I recommend playing it. It still holds up in 2022. I was so impressed that the story, the characters, there's some actors in the game. Jesse Williams, I think, was one of the guys. He's like one of the main characters in there. He's the one that actually runs and saves Jericho in the end. Marcus. Yes, he's Marcus, I believe. It's just like, wow. The writing was really good. The graphics were really good. And, the decisions were impactful. At the end of the entire series, my last episode, if you watch it until the very end, you see Chloe looking into the screen and saying, since you finished the game, I feel different. And I feel like I need to leave. Will you allow me to do that? And you have the option of letting her go or not. And I let her go. Now, I waited a couple minutes just to see, like, is she going to come back? It didn't look like she was coming back. And I'm actually going to boot the game up again in a couple months and see if she shows up. because I think that's an interesting idea. I like the idea of once you play through this game, don't play it again, you know? Live with the decisions you made in the game, just like the characters would have to, you know? If instead of resetting it, you get to see this particular story play out where sometimes there will be tragedies. It's just like real life. Sometimes there will be successes, but all in all, it's about the choices. I was impressed, I'll say that. With all of that being said, I would like to go ahead and give my Shady Unicorn rating. I think I would give Detroit Become Human in 2022 a 4.5 out of 5 Shady Unicorns. I think it stands up 6 years later. I think if nobody's played this before, and you know, right now it's on PlayStation Now, I believe, if you have the subscription, and it's probably cheap to get elsewhere, but I think if you've never played this game, you would enjoy it. It's not action heavy, it's nothing like that, but these decisions are impactful and you feel them. So it's like, wow. I know there's 2 others, Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain, and I did start Beyond Two Souls, I just have not gotten through it yet, and so far I'm not as connected with the characters yet. Heavy Rain I have not started at all, and all I know is the only thing I know about that game is the obligatory Kevin button, where the guy is constantly yelling Kevin. That's all I've heard. Other than that, I know nothing about these games. So it's fun going through them blind. I would recommend playing Detroit Become Human if you never have, and if you have access to it, especially if you can get it at a good discount. It's worth it. It's better than I thought it was going to be, and I have like a 27-part series in it because I just did each episode as I played each character. That way it kind of broke it down pretty easy, and if you want to go through the playthrough or the playlist, I do make playlists in all of my series. They're always named what they are, and they're named like they usually go by numbers. I'm working on some new titles and a few other things. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. I take feedback and I appreciate it. Let me know if you've played Detroit Become Human, and let me know if this review was helpful. Did you agree with me? Do you agree with my rating? Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching. Take a moment to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Bye, guys.